So you sent over a really interesting collection of articles and reports on hand warmers.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, I kind of always thought of hand warmers as,
Yeah.
just like a simple little thing you grab at the checkout counter when it's cold out.
Right.
But after going through all this material, I can see there's actually a lot going on in the market.
There really is. It's a much more dynamic and honestly much larger market than most people realize.
Exactly. Yeah. So for everyone listening today, we are going deep into the world of hand warmers.
We are.
Which as of last year, in 2024, was already valued at, get this, 5.6 million US dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's only getting bigger. The projections show it reaching 2.390.1 million by 2032.
Wow.
With a consistent annual growth rate of 5.60%.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a lot of hand warmers.
It is.
And there are a lot of factors driving that growth from what I saw in the research.
Right.
What were some of the things that you picked up on in your analysis of the information?
Well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The growth is driven by a lot of different factors, kind of all working together.
Right.
Obviously, cold weather climates play a big part in that consistent demand. And also, a lot of people are, increasingly spending more time outdoors, doing different activities, hiking, camping, you name it. And then there's also, a growing focus on personal wellness these days. So people are using hand warmers, not just for warmth, but also for comfort, even some therapeutic applications.
Right.
And then, of course, you can't forget the advancements in technology. They're becoming more sophisticated, more versatile, more appealing to a wider range of people.
I saw that in the articles. Yeah, the other different types of hand warmers are really expanding. You've got the classic disposable.
Yeah, the old faithful.
Exactly, the ones we all grew up with. But now you've got reusable ones that you can reactivate, and then these electric ones that are rechargeable.
Yeah, those are getting really popular.
So in this deep dive, we're going to try to understand who's really driving this market. Who are the major companies? What are their strategies?
I think that's a great place to start.
Yeah. So who are we talking about here? Who are the big names in hand warmers?
Okay, so based on what I saw in the reports and data you sent over, the top 5 manufacturers consistently mentioned were HotHands, Zippo HeatMax, HotSnap-Z, and Human Creations.
All right, so those are heavy hitters.
Yes, you could say that the giants of the hand warmer world.
Okay, well, let's go through them one by one.
Sounds good.
Let's start with HotHands. That's a name everybody knows, I feel like.
Right. I mean, if you've ever used a hand warmer, chances are it was a HotHands.
Yeah. So what's their main thing? What are they known for?
So HotHands, they really dominate the disposable hand warmer market. Those single-use packets that either use air activation or a chemical reaction to generate heat.
Yeah.
Their main focus is on, providing that reliable, long-lasting warmth for people who are out in the cold, Okay.
Facing the elements.
Makes sense. And how are they doing financially? Are they still, top dog?
They are. They're doing incredibly well, actually.
Right.
In 2023, they reported revenue of about $250 million US dollars.
Wow.
And a lot of that, a significant portion of that was from hand warmers specifically.
Really?
They control something like 16% of the market share.
That's huge.
It is, and it makes sense. I mean, you see them everywhere, every major retail chain, every outdoor equipment store.
Right, you can't miss them. They're always right there at the checkout.
Exactly.
All right, so HotHands is clearly a force to be reckoned with.
For sure.
Now, what about Zippo? Most people think of lighters when they hear Zippo.
Yeah, of course, the iconic lighter.
So how did they get into the hand warmer game?
Well, they've got that long-standing reputation for durability and quality, and they've really leveraged that to enter the hand warmer market.
Okay.
They're primarily focused on the rechargeable electric models.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, and they're really promoting themselves as, a sustainable alternative to the disposables, offering continuous warmth for longer periods.
Smart. So are people buying it? Are the hand warmers selling well for them?
Yeah, they're actually doing pretty well in 2023. Their total revenue was around $500 million.
Okay.
And about $75 million of that came from hand warmers.
Right.
So that gives them about an 8% market share, specifically in the hand warmer sector.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And they've got this huge global reach, with operations all over North America, Europe, Asia.
Yeah.
So that gives them a really strong distribution network.
I guess if you can get lighters all over the world,
right,
you can probably get hand warmers all over the world.
Exactly. And they're also investing a lot in innovation, developing new technologies, even for their lighters, like fuel efficiency,
Okay.
which indirectly helps their image in the hand warmer market, too.
It all ties together.
It does.
All right, so the next name on our list is HeatMax. That one's not ringing a bell for me. Like, I don't immediately know what they do.
You might be surprised to hear this, but HeatMax is actually the parent company of HotHands.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the HotHands brand we just talked about, that's under HeatMax, but HeatMax as a whole has a much wider range of products. They make both disposable and reusable hand warmers, and they also make other warming products like for your feet.
Okay.
Or your whole body.
So they're kind of the umbrella company.
Exactly. They've got a very diverse portfolio.
Okay, and financially, how are they doing overall?
Doing really well. In 2023, they had total revenue of $300 million, and about $100 million of that was from hand warmer sales specifically.
So they're definitely a big player in the market.
Oh, yeah, with a market share of about 12%.
Wow.
And they're really focused on quality and reliability and, more and more on safety and sustainability across their entire product line.
Okay, so HotHands is kind of their star player, but they've got a lot of other things going on.
Exactly.
All right, the next company we have is HotSnapZ.
HotSnapZ.
That name kind of gives me a clue as to what their deal is.
Yeah, their name is pretty spot on. They've really carved out a niche for themselves by focusing exclusively on reusable hand warmers.
Okay.
The ones with the little metal disc that you click and they heat up?
Oh, yeah.
They're all about being eco-friendly, reusable, reduce waste.
That's cool. And are they appealing to people? I mean, is that resonating with consumers?
It definitely is. They're attracting a lot of customers who are, environmentally conscious, looking for a sustainable alternative to the disposable options. And they're doing pretty well financially. In 2023, they had total sales of $50 million.
Okay.
And about 40% of that was from hand warmers, so about $20 million.
All right, not bad.
Which translates to about a 6% market share.
So they're holding their own.
They are, and they're actually expanding their product line, too, offering bigger warmers that last for longer periods.
Oh, interesting. For different parts of your body? Or
Yeah, maybe for like back pain or just, larger areas.
Okay, so they're innovating within their niche.
Exactly.
That's cool. All right, and then the last company on our list of the top players is Human Creations.
Human Creations.
What's their specialty?
They specialize in high-quality rechargeable electric hand warmers.
Okay.
Their products are known for being compact and having consistent heat output and, good battery life.
Makes sense.
So they're a popular choice, for people who spend a lot of time outdoors or just need something reliable for everyday use.
Right. And how are they doing in the market?
In 2023, they had a total revenue of $80 million, and a growing portion of that is coming from their hand warmer sales.
Okay.
Their market share is estimated to be about 5% currently.
So they're a bit smaller than some of the others, but still doing well.
Yeah, and they're definitely on an upward trajectory. They're really emphasizing modern technology in their designs, like adjustable heat settings, USB charging. And they're also committed to using eco-friendly materials, both in the product itself and in the packaging.
Cool. So they're kind of hitting all the right notes.
They are.
Okay, so we've talked about the top 5 companies, the ones who are really leading the market.
Right.
But the research also mentioned some up-and-comers, some potential disruptors.
Oh, yeah. There are some really interesting companies out there.
Yeah. So who are we talking about here? Who should we be keeping an eye on?
The ones that really stood out to me were Celestron, Ocoopa IBC e-warmer, and Kong.
Okay. A lot of new names there.
Yeah.
Let's try to get a sense of what each of them is doing, what makes them different, what makes them a potential threat to the big guys.
Yeah. Good plan.
So let's start with Celestron. What's their deal?
Well, they're really focused on innovation. Cutting-edge designs, advanced technology.
Yeah.
They're offering a lot of rechargeable models and often multifunctional ones.
Oh, cool.
So they appeal to, like outdoor enthusiasts, travelers, people who want, a high quality at a reasonable price.
So they're kind of going for that premium but accessible market.
Exactly.
Okay, what about Ocoopa? What are they up to?
Ocoopa, they're really popular with the everyday consumer.
Ooh,
They focus on user-friendliness, compact designs, longer-lasting warmth, and they really put an emphasis on ergonomics,
right.
Making them comfortable to hold.
So they're thinking about the user experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and Abasi.
So Abasi is a Chinese company,
Okay.
and they're really going after the mass market. They're focused on offering hand warmers that are both affordable and efficient, and they're really tapping into that huge demand in Asia with their competitive pricing.
So they're kind of like the value option.
Yeah, you could say that.
All right, now e-warmer. That name is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
What are they all about?
They're all about sustainability.
Okay.
They're using eco-friendly materials, eco-friendly heating technologies. They're really targeting that growing segment of consumers who are, environmentally conscious and want to make responsible choices.
Okay, and then finally we have Kaihong. What's their angle?
Kaihong is doing something really interesting. They're offering customizable hand warmers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, you can kind of personalize them to your needs.
That's cool. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. They're also focused on portability, energy efficiency, and they've got a growing online presence.
So they're kind of tech forward.
Definitely.
All right, so it sounds like all these companies are really trying to differentiate themselves.
They are.
They're finding their own little niche within the market.
Right.
Now, the research also talks about, what it takes for a new company to really succeed in this space.
Yeah, it's a competitive market.
It is. So what did you gather from the articles? What are the keys to success?
Well, first and foremost, innovation is absolutely crucial.
Okay.
You can't just come out with a basic hand warmer and expect to compete with these big players.
Right.
You need to offer something new, something different, something that solves a problem or meets a need that isn't being addressed.
Like what kind of things are we talking about?
Well, for example, developing hand warmers that are more user-friendly, that provide longer-lasting heat, that are more portable, things like that.
Makes sense.
And then incorporating advanced technologies is also becoming really important.
Like what?
Like for the electric models, rapid heating capabilities, extended battery life, things that enhance the user experience.
Okay, so it's not just about warmth anymore. It's about all the bells and whistles.
That's a good way to put it.
And I imagine sustainability is a big factor too.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a trend anymore. It's a core value for a lot of consumers.
Yeah.
So companies that are using eco-friendly materials and implementing sustainable manufacturing practices,
Right.
they're going to have a real advantage.
They're going to appeal to a wider audience.
Exactly.
So being innovative and sustainable, that's kind of the recipe.
Yeah. And you also can't forget about the business side of things. Cost effectiveness is crucial, especially in markets where people are very price sensitive. So new companies need to find ways to source materials efficiently, optimize their manufacturing processes,
Right.
so they can offer competitive prices without sacrificing quality.
This is a balancing act.
It really is. And then, of course, you need to target the right markets,
Yeah.
North America, Europe, parts of Asia, those are the big ones for hand warmers.
Right.
And you may even need to customize your products a bit,
Okay.
to appeal to different preferences in different regions.
So it's a lot to think about.
It is.
So we've got this really interesting mix in the hand warmer market right now.
Yeah, they do.
We've got these big established companies that are doing incredibly well.
Yeah.
And then these smaller companies that are coming in with new ideas, new approaches.
Exactly. And it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. Who's going to come out on top?
Right.
But one thing's for sure, the market is growing. It's not going anywhere.
It's not. The demand for portable warmth is only increasing.
Right. And we talked about those projections earlier.
Yeah.
Going from 1.5 billion to almost 2.4 billion in just a few years.
That's phenomenal growth.
Yeah. And that 5.6% annual growth rate.
Yeah.
That's really solid.
It is. And it shows, that there's a lot of room for innovation for new companies to come in, for existing companies to expand.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about all these different companies and their different approaches. And it makes me wonder what kind of hand warmer I'll be using in 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah, me too. Who knows what they'll come up with?
Right? Will it be something totally new? Something we haven't even thought of yet?
It's possible. Technology is always advancing.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be some kind of, high-tech wearable that heats your whole body.
Or maybe it'll be something even simpler, like a plant-based hand warmer that's completely biodegradable.
Wow.
Yeah, there are a lot of possibilities.
So many possibilities. And it makes you think about, the balance between reliability and innovation. Do you go with the tried and true brands that you know and trust? Or do you take a chance on something new, something cutting edge?
That's a good question. And there's also the question of environmental impact.
Right.
Do you go with a disposable option for convenience, or do you choose a reusable or rechargeable option that's more sustainable?
Yeah, it's a lot to consider.
It is.
So to everyone listening out there, we've really dug deep into the hand warmer market today.
We have.
We've looked at the major players like HotHands, Zippo HeatMax.
Yeah.
We've explored the emerging challengers like Celestron, Ocoopa.
All very different approaches.
Exactly. And we've talked about the key factors that drive success in this industry. Innovation, cost effectiveness, sustainability.
It's a dynamic market.
It really is. And it's clearly a market that's going to keep evolving.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
as we head into the colder months, keep all this in mind. When you're reaching for that hand warmer, think about what's important to you.
Yeah, think about the companies behind the product, the technology they're using, and, the impact your choices are having.
And who knows, maybe you'll even come up with the next big innovation in hand warmers.
Maybe one of our listeners will be the next big disruptor.
It could happen. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of hand warmers.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Nah.
Stay warm out there.
Stay warm.